my name is Jack Blade and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Today we are starting a new Let's Play, and this specifically is going to be a beginner's guide, and this is in Satisfactory 1.1. I first want to make sure that everyone here knows I'm going to be very detail oriented, and I'm going to be very, I'm assuming that you've never played Satisfactory before, and then as the series goes on, we will build up to completely advanced setups and stuff like that. As the assumption is that people will follow along the series and then understand more and more as it goes along. To not miss anything, I want to talk about the mods and tools that I use. All of the mods are essentially just vanilla plus. It's infinite soup, infinite nudge, faster manual crafting, pack utility mod, sky UI, cartograph, no new label, and invisible flying manta. Those are the mods that I'll be using. You can access that along with modular files and save files and all of that in the Google Drive that you can get through the Discord. So if you want to see all that stuff or want to use this exact same mods, you can go there. If you are completely new and don't know what it is, I will talk about it a little bit later in the episode. And another tool that I am using right now is the Satisfactory calculator. And that is an interactive map, and it lets me pre-plan where I'm gonna be because of what kind of resources are where, and I'm using it. I'm not going to demand that a new player immediately understands it, and you don't even need it. Generally, the game will help you understand things. Next up, I use Modeler. This is a program in Steam that allows me to plan factories, and I will be using it, and you can access those files. This is not necessarily something that you will need as a new player. You will probably find uses for it later, though. I am using it now to make sure that all of my builds, all of my plans, all of that is available to everyone in my Google Drive. And you will find it in the beginner's guide SAT beginner's guide 1.1 folder in the Google Drive. Now, let's start. We're gonna be a new game. We're gonna start here in the Rocky Desert, and it's going to be the beginner's guide 1.1. And then I am going to start game. Let's get into this.
Separation from main transport complete.
All right.
Group A
All right.
delivered to Calistian region. All pioneers functional, initiating dispersion.
Okay.
Attention,
it's been a while
pioneer.
since I actually saw this.
I am Ada, your personal instance of the artificial directory and assistant.
Ah, yes.
Welcome to the Fixit Incorporated Save the Day program. A Fixit pioneer has 3 core assignments. Construct. All pioneers must follow Fixit guidelines and instructions when constructing any building. Automate. Every pioneer is responsible for setting up and managing efficient pipelines, outposts, and power infrastructure.
That makes sense.
Explore and exploit. Fixit selected planets are rich with resources suitable for direct use or further investigation. Stay within your designated. And that is why the world is counting on pioneers like you. Fixit. Short-term solutions to long-term problems. Initiating Planetfall. Atmospheric entry in 3, 2, 1.
Hold on.
Beginning arrow assist. Drag within acceptable parameters.
It looks like I'm on fire. I don't think that's within acceptable parameters.
Descent phase begun. Decelerating.
What do you mean big gun? We've been in it.
Deploying parachute. Deploying backup parachute. Skipping parachute.
Don't skip the
Landing
parachute.
phase begun. Activating retro propulsion.
All right. I see a vacation spot. Did it just land us where I wanted to start? I think so.
Touchdown. Planetfall complete.
Yeah, fall is
Drop
the right
pod
word.
integrity nominal. Omni-situational exploration suit nominal. Pioneer. Acceptable.
Hey. Yeah, I'm always a solid 2.5 out of 5.
Congratulations. You are the third in your region to survive Planetfall.
Why,
Welcome
thank
to
you.
Massage 2, ABB, in the binary system of Akicha.
All right.
Loading objective-based introduction. Begin onboarding. First contact safety tool supplied due to presence of alien megafauna. Adhere to Fix-It procedure and equip the Fix-It Inc. Xeno Zapper before leaving the drop zone.
Okay, press tab. And I can drag this here. What I can also do is press 1.
Next objective. Dismantle
Because
the drop pod.
this up
Fix-It
here is a
Incorporated
shortcut.
cost-effective and
And
efficient.
each slot
We
here
do
is like
not
1.
waste.
If I had
The
2
drop
things here, it would be
pod will
1,
be
2, and
recycled to
then
construct
third
the
thing. But
first
yeah,
stage of the
you
habitat and
get it.
utility base, often referred to as the hub.
All right.
Next objective. Use the resource scanner to find and collect additional iron to be able to build the hub. If you cannot find iron, be assured scans of the planet have revealed sufficient iron sources.
Yep. Okay, so the first thing that I did there was I pressed F to bring up build mode. Or this is dismantle mode specifically. And if I just hold it down on something that I've built, I will then dismantle it. So this is our pokey thing that we can use to poke and prod and punch stuff. We're looking for iron, right? But I know where I want to start, so we're gonna head over there. And I've also set things to be so that I can focus more on like talking to you guys. I have set the animals to be retaliatory. So if I attack the animals, they will attack me back. But if I don't touch them, they will be passive. Okay. This is the food.
Potential edible collected. Eating it and surviving does not count as a valid field test and does not generate enough data for Fix-It to make an informed decision. Store this potential resource for later use.
And we're also gonna need a bunch of this stuff, like leaves and stuff. So that's a good idea to pick up. So if you see the beryl nuts, and if you see this, just pick up all of it. And it's a good idea to always have some of it on hand, especially in the beginning. So it's a good thing to just like, if you hold down E as you walk, you will pick up everything that you can. Oh, look, it's a millennial bird. It's just screaming at the sky, wondering why life is the way it is. I can completely relate to this. Ah, yeah. There we go. That thing is a plasma spitter. If you have it set to like default, that thing will start like shooting stuff at me. Now that I'm not touching it, it will not do anything because I've set it to retaliate. And when you are, I can fight it here. I poke it. Now, has it not changed for me? Options, gameplay. There at retaliate. Okay, maybe if I poke you again then. Okay. It's very bad at retaliation.
Samples of unknown alien species acquired. Their weaponized plasma is most likely stored as a stable chemical substance in an organ close to their mouth, and only turns volatile when exposed to one of the chemical elements in the air. Preserve the remains for later study.
Yep, that's very true. You want to pick up all of this kind of stuff and save it because you're gonna need it later for unlocking technologies and stuff. Another millennial bird, they're gonna be a little bit of everywhere and most likely be in the way. And I did see a bean up here. Where's Bean? There, Bean. Bean! Get over here. Ooh, nuts. Bean! And you can do that funny slide jump that I just did by running, sprinting, crouch, and then jump. Ow. And yes, there is fall damage. This is Bean. It is a nice boy. Will not harm you in any way, shape, or form. Will always try to run away. If you like poke it, it will just go beep, and it will just go, no, leave me alone, and run away. And you will likely want to do that as it tends to get in the way a lot. And let's see here. Yep, we are very close to where I want to be. Boop-a-doo. Give me all the stuff. And we will get to those. Like, you can see this thing up there. We will get to those in a little bit. And we are looking to be over here. So what will happen is, and if I just go over here. Oh, that's another thing we'll look at later. Those are power slugs. Really, really important resource in the game, especially before we get to end game, where we can automate what they give us. For then, we are limited. Oop, big danger over there. So here's a trick. If I run up to this, it will release flies. And if I hurt it, those flies will retaliate. They will go like, no, I will have none of this. And it will start attacking me. And you can see my life has now gone down. But what I can do...
unknown alien species acquired. It is unclear where on the flora or
this.
fauna spectrum it lies, but initial
And
data
chomp.
suggests this might be a nest or an egg. Preserve the remains for later study.
So you can see my life. I'm just chomping down nuts here. I can get them, I chomp on. And then just switching back to that. And what we have here is a resource node. This is limestone, which we can use to make concrete. And we can get some of that by just press E. Don't hold E, just tap E and you will start. Like, you don't have to, like, there's a lot of quality of life to this game. And one of the big things is a lot of the times you can just tap a key and it will continue repeating that thing. Like for handcrafting, like hand mining and stuff like that. You will generally always have this very nice quality of life feature. Okay, so I want to show you another way of dealing with these boys. So if you crouch, press C, and just walk up slowly. Don't rush it. Don't just chill. Just chill. This means I can go all the way up here. No flies have spawned, and I can hit it, and nothing's gonna happen. It's not gonna get aggressive. It's not gonna attack me. All right. Now this is what we're looking for. This is iron. This is where we're gonna start.
Next objective. Use the build gun to construct the hub. Iron is a base component necessary for all near future progress, so ensure you build the hub close to iron sources.
Yes,
and does not pay by the kilometer.
Hey, maybe you should. This location that I've picked specifically because it has like 6 nodes, like iron nodes very close. So that's literally why I have picked it. There seems to also be a lot of nuts around here, so I will go just pick some of that up. And what it told us to do, Ada told us to build the hub. And when we press Q, we get our build menu, and we want the hub. This takes 20 iron ore, like this. Ta-da! And as you can see, it's a little bit different from the picture. The hub, this. And that's not a bug or just bad, like a bad hologram or something like that. It is actually on purpose because we're doing the tutorial part. And that means...
built. The hub terminal and crafting bench are only the humble beginnings of a successful Fix-It pioneer, but essential for the next steps of onboarding. Once finished, the hub will function as your base of operations.
Yep.
Next objective, complete hub upgrade 1.
Yes, and there we go. So, hub upgrade 1. First, we have a crafting bench where we can like do some basic stuff. And then in here this is like big part of the game. This is where we unlock all the technologies that we will be using. And the first one is going to be getting some of this stuff. One hand equipment slot, a portable miner, and equipment slot is what we get, and we need to pay this to do it. So let's select that milestone. And it pops up in our top right corner. And now I can go in here and I can press this. And once again, I don't have to press anything. I just press space once and let it go. And it will just do its crafting. I don't have to do anything, okay? Keep that in mind. So you can set this if you do a long time thing, like it takes a lot of time, and then go and do something else. Something you can see down here is like a thing that is not in vanilla normally. It is part of the faster manual crafting redux. So this is for me to be able to shorten the amount of time that I'm spending hand crafting so that I can spend more time making video. And basically it goes up to making 30 times. You can, like, if you're using the mod, you can change that in the main menu. And let's see. And we have made the iron ingots, and from iron ingots we can make iron rods. So let's do that. We need 10 of them. I'm just gonna use all of the iron for this. And then we go over here and I just shift click on that and it goes in, and then I can press upgrade hub. Boop. And now we got the next step. You can see we got a little bit of framework here, and we got a little bit of a chest. I will place this in there for now. We don't need it for now.
Completing your first milestone, the first of many providing access to
Actually, I can take this out
for the Fix-It mission.
and place in my second hand slot that it said, like if we look in here, it said we unlocked that here, right? So we got an extra hand equipment slot. And we also got the portable miner and equipment workshop. And we need to build the equipment workshop according to our missions in the left side of the screen. So let's check here, what does it need? And an easy thing you can do here is if you press here, it pops up on the right side of your screen as a, hey, here's a recipe list for how to build this. And we need iron plates, so we're not just gonna mine some more iron and turn that into iron ingots and then craft that up into iron plates. So I will just be back once that is done. And there we go. As you can see, I now have 66 of these iron plates. I mined out 100 iron ore just to make sure that I have. But now that we can do this, you can see this on the right side of the screen as well. It's telling us check mark, check mark. We have what we need. But click this, I can just place this. I'm just gonna... You can scroll on your mouse wheel to test that. You can see that there's a bunch of tooltips in the bottom of the screen there that shows a bunch of stuff you can do. There we go. And if we go over and interact with this, we can build something different. We can build tools and stuff. And what I want to do is make these. And I want to make a lot of them. So to make it simple, to make more of these, we just need more iron. So I'm just going to craft. I'm just pressing space. I'm going to craft 5 of them. And I'm just gonna smack as many of them as I can fit on an iron node. The reason for this is I really want to be able to cut down time. So if I open this and I press 1 on this, I switch it out for my zapper. I go over and I can just, if I just mouse click, boop. And I try to place them so that it is easy for me to collect from them later. So these little spider thingies will just set down and they will start mining. And if we now look inside, you can see that they are collecting iron. And that means that I can collect iron, in this case, at least 5 times faster than I can do if I just do this. All right. So I will just let them run until they are completely full. That's generally like an easy way to know that you have enough iron to craft what you need for a little bit. And one of the big things that you do need is more of these, because it really helps out, especially early on in the game, to have a lot of them to stack the production like this. There, as you can see, they are now all stopping. This means that they are full. And if I now go over, you can see they are all there. And what I'm gonna do is just click grab all. That means that they start back up again. Doop-a-doo, boop-a-doo, and boop-a-doo. And then I'm gonna go back and I'm going to craft up. Because if we look at the second stage, it tells us we need plates and these. And I can select this and put in what we have so far, which is all the iron plates we needed, but we don't have all the iron rods. We need a lot of both, so I'm just going to press space and let this run for a little bit. So let's upgrade this. Boop. And boom. We got a new
Hub
update.
upgrade 2, power and shell, completed. The smelter can turn raw ore such as copper and iron into ingots, and the biomass burner generates power when fueled.
Yeah, this is what we needed the leaves and stuff
Most of the
for.
native flora and fauna is compatible with fix-it technology.
Yeah.
Fueling the biomass burner with inappropriate materials will result in deductions or even cancellation of your yearly bonus.
I don't know what you're
Next
talking about.
objective, complete hub upgrade 3.
It wasn't me who put that nuclear waste in the bio burner. It was Greg over, well, currently he's cleaning all the bathrooms and fixed it. Headquarters. Yeah, okay, and as you can see, it's now turning night. And this is where the next mods come in. Because I'm a content creator and I want to make sure that you guys have a nice view, like when you're watching the screen, and with view I don't mean those badonkadonks over there. I'm talking about light and actual like vision. So by pressing Control L, I can open up Sky UI where I can control like weather, if the fog is on or off, and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm gonna pause time. I was gonna save those settings, and I am going to switch back to just late in the afternoon here. Boop. And this is what I'm gonna let it be at, so that we have nice daylight. And yeah, we have the framework for all of this stuff. Production buildings like the smelter will only function when connected to a power source with a power line. Yes, because now we got the smelter, the power line, copper ingot, wire, cable, and we can scan for copper. And that's something that I skipped because I knew where I was going. But if we hold down V, we can now scan for 2 different resources. If we scan for iron ore, boom, it's going to point out this for us. There's a lot of it around here, right? But what we now need is copper. Boom. And copper is a little bit of everywhere. Now it's just getting mixed in with the iron stuff. So let's just let the iron go away and just leave the copper for us to look at. And it should be over here, if I remember correctly from looking at the map when I was planning. Ooh, there's more collectible over here. We have the bacon agaric. And then...
Potential edible collected. Reminder that look and smell alone do not provide sufficient data to determine exact risk of consumption.
But if it smells like bacon, I'm gonna take the risk.
It does not mean it won't eat you. Store this potential resource for later use.
Oh my god, Ada, you are a hoot. Let's scan for the copper again. Here we go. So what we're looking for is over there. And as you can see, there's more of those pesky thingies. So I am just going to get close by. And then sneak up and whack them. Clean up. There's always going to be some kind of animal life around these like resource nodes, like guarding them almost. There is some kind of like in-world reason why they are popping up around here. I don't remember it. It has something to do with them enjoying chomping on the resources. But either way, I'll never approach one of these thinking, yeah, it's gonna be easy. And the more advanced the resource node is, just generally... Oh, shit. I accidentally stood up. Nothing woke up, right? Nope, I killed it before it and let things go. Yeah, here we go with the copper. But never approach them thinking you're not going to get attacked. If you have set it to passive or retaliate, you can ignore the animals, of course. I'm gonna get about 200, 200 copper ore before I go back. And then we will set up smelters and stuff like that so that we can easily scale up our processing of material and like put it in parallel. Yes, we are parallel parking our smelters. Oh yeah, I do want to also say that if you are like sensitive to spoilers and stuff, there is a story in this game, and I am going to be playing through that story by basically playing the game. So if you're very sensitive to spoilers, make sure that you have kind of like already done or already started or gone through the story before you watch my episodes. And if you are really like, if you enjoy this and you want to follow along and everything, I highly recommend subscribing and joining the Discord to have conversations. There's a lot of people there, and there's some new people, and there's some veterans and something in between. And we all try to help each other, get better at the game, have a good time, and hang out together. And yeah, like all I can say, it's been amazing. We are back, and I am going to start with crafting up the copper. By having that all finished and ready to go later, it will speed things up for us. And once again, because I'm using this mod, it goes very quickly for me to handcraft compared to someone who doesn't use this mod. Like you can just look at the speed and how it ramps up here. Just look at it. It's beautiful. I love it. And while I understand the game design decision of like make it friction, make it a problem that you want to solve, I still feel that it's a problem because of how much more powerful being able to put things in parallel does. Like how much more powerful it is as a production option. And so, yeah. And then let's craft a bunch of these. Same thing there. Like as you can see, like the speeding up, once that speed hits 10 times, it's going to be able to make one of these per tick, which is going to make it a lot faster than it would normally be, which I enjoy because it means I can spend time making more video for you guys. And I will be honest, I had most of an episode done for episode 1, and then a guy in my Discord, guy, gal, they, them, like whatever, said that, like showed me a concept for the modeler that I think worked a lot better than what I was doing. So I've pretty much like decided to re-record from the get-go, like a method that is easy for people to follow. So once again, I'm putting them like this to make sure that it is easy for me to access them. And I am placing them down like this. So now I have what? There's 665, that's 12, that's 17. And then I'm going to go over here to this, and I am going to place 9 of them on this one. This is a little bit harder because it's a little bit of a different node, but I generally just go like this, 4, 5, and then I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. And the reason why I'm putting out 9 of these is because of the recipe, like the cost. I press H, by the way, to hide what I have in my hand so that I can see better. And I'm going to be doing the same thing over at the copper node. So I'm just going to run back over and set that up. So far we have only unlocked the portable miner and this kind of stuff. We have a copper ingot, wire, and cable. Like we haven't made the cables yet. I'm going to be doing that here. You can see I can make 200. I'm just going to make a few of them like this. Press space. I'm just going to wait. That should be enough. And this is what we're going to be using to make the power cables between buildings and stuff. And then we get to see that's the power line. And one power line uses one cable. And then the smelter, of course. Smelters is kind of the first step to like the first version of this. So when we press Q and we go into production instead, we were in special before, now we're in production. We have power for the power line. And the smelter here, right? And the orange side there is the input, and the blue side is the output. And I will basically just place 2 of these down to start out with to make it simple, like so. And then I can take this guy, right? Boop. I can't place it anywhere else right now. But by doing this, I want to set this to be copper, right? I just want to double check. We haven't set the milestone. This is like my mistake here, right? So go to hub upgrade, select milestone, so I can see what we need. I can tell that we need this. We got that now. This. Okay, so the first thing we actually need to process is iron. So let's go pick up 400 iron. We also need some fuel. So let's grab this. The leaves. And I'm going to place the leaves in here. Whoop. As you can see, it started going to, hey, I have capacity here. My production is 0.1. As you can see, this is going down very, very, very slowly. It's not going down at the 80 per minute because that is the maximum capacity. If I were to push this to use or produce 20 megawatts, it will then consume 80 leaves per minute, which is highly inefficient. Then I'm going to go over here. I'm going to set this to be iron ingot. And I am going to put in 1 stack of iron here. And later, when it's on, when we are able to do it, I will then do the same as this, but for copper over here. For now, I'm going to keep handcrafting to keep the speed up. And we will then, we are there. I'm just smacking this in. Upgrade hub. And now we got the interior.
Interior furnishing complete.
Ta-da!
The constructor can produce simple parts, and power poles allow for the expansion of the power grid.
Yes.
When you make the inevitable mistake, Fix-It's dismantling feature is designed to salvage all resources used during construction.
It all even picks up everything in the chest, as you can see.
We understand that Fix-It pioneers are only human and thus prone to error. Next objective, complete hub upgrade 4.
Yes. And as you can see on the left side of the screen, it says press O to open codex. We can do that here, and we can search for stuff in the codex. So I can go here and go iron, and I can see everything that has to do with iron. But what you can also do is press N. This is a quick search, and this one works in multiple different ways. So if you have a massive library of blueprints, for example, you can just search for a blueprint name here, and it's going to pop up for you. You can do the same search to find the iron stuff, but you can also do math. So 2 plus 3 divided by 5 is 2.6. It's math. It does the thing. And this is a great thing. And if you want to go somewhere specific, if you say, I want to see how to make reinforced iron plates, it then opens the codex for you as well. So this is your in-game Google for everything you need in the game. And it will show you, like, there's a bunch of different recipes that you can unlock later, alternate recipes. We'll be looking into those in later episodes and stuff. So yeah, and more importantly, remember to flush your toilet. This was a big deal, putting in this feature.
Nice splash.
One of the most requested features. Let's just say it was getting stinky in here. And then you can go in here and customize your character. So you can go in here and look RGB as hell. And then let's go with that. No, I want that actually. And then, yeah, I'm just gonna start with this. I'm not gonna be doing anything special with that yet. If you have any suggestions for what it should look like, put them in the description. You want me to have the big bubble head? And let's see. What does it want for hub upgrade 4? It wants concrete now. So now we're looking at the cables, iron plates, and the concrete. And something to make simple now. Let's see. We have the power pole now. So what I can do is get rid of this. and that one needs concrete. So let's get on over here. Get over here. And if we look in these, you can see that they have nice limestone. And if I grab, I can start with just grabbing 3 of them. Grab. Grab. And the reason why I'm grabbing 3 is because for every piece of concrete you make, you need 3 limestone, which is why I put out 9 of them, so I always have an even division here. You can see, it takes 3, I have 300, so I can make 100. And then I just go nuts. And that means I can put out some power poles. It means we can probably... Now we need some more iron plates. Let's check here. It was done very quickly. And let's just select milestones so we can see. Just going to place in that stuff. And gonna grab... We made some iron in this one. So let's just grab that. Hello, Bean. How you doing? Is the factory supervisor is like making sure that we are as efficient as we possibly can. And let's just make more of these. We already have a bunch of the iron rods. Boom, 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 boom. We do the thing, and then we do the thing here. Very simple. Boom. Let's upgrade the hub.
Hub upgrade 4, landing platform and utilities completed. Conveyor
Now we have
belts
conveyor
connect
belts.
the output of one building to the input of another and transport resources. Due to past incidents, I have been asked to issue a clarification. Portable miners, obviously, do not have a connection for conveyor belts. There is nothing to suggest, visually or functionally, that they can be connected to portable miners. If this is something you struggle with, do not worry. Fixit has alternative uses for all their pioneers. Next objective, complete hub upgrade 5.
That sounds like something someone at customer service, like on the QA side, has been really pissed about. And they put it in to make sure that, like, do not miss this detail. Okay, so let's see. What have we unlocked now? So we have the constructor now as well, which takes reinforced iron plates. We haven't made those yet. We have the hub, crafting bench, workshop. In here we have the power pole, and then we have the logistics of conveyor pole and conveyor belt. We still don't have any containers or anything like that. I think we get that in this upgrade. Let's check. Let's put you there. And that means... I think we can just do this. We can. All right, let's do that. The more upgrades, the more technology, the better stuff we can build. Ta-da!
Upgrade 5, power expansion completed. The miner, unlike portable miners, can be connected to conveyor belts.
Now I have a storage
and
container.
requires power to function.
Love that.
Caution. As you expand, the energy demand of your
Miner,
production may
smelter,
exceed the
construct.
capacity of your power grid. The onboarding program was established because Fixit pioneers often experience memory issues after Planetfall.
Yeah.
If you are experiencing nosebleeds, nausea, existentialism, or an itchy scalp, there is no need for concern. This should pass within 5 to 7 workdays. Next objective, complete hub upgrade 6.
I love how they say existentialism as a symptom rather than ideology. Okay, if I saw correctly, or that might have been wrong. Yes, this is the final one. This is the big one. And just to make sure that we iterate on this stuff, I'm going to remove this stuff, and we are going to do a little bit of a thing here. So to make it easy, let's just do. Actually, let's be smart here. See that platform? You can get up to it. Ladder. Boop, 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 boop. So this is a great way to make sure that you can see what you're doing. And if the UI is in the way, if you press T, you hide it. Or you hide the HUD. And then I can just do this. Boop. And I can do this. Boop. And I can do this. Boop. And then I can go in here for production, smelter, And I am going to place... If I hold control, it will snap to a line here. So I'll control... Boop. And then I'm gonna do the same over here. It snaps to a line. Boop. And then I press... You can see I have a hotbar. I press 3 to pick the conveyor belt. And it will snap to... It's like the best opening here. It doesn't matter which one you go from. You just go like this. There. And then I'm gonna set the recipe. I'm gonna set this to handle iron. I am going to set this to handle copper. Okay. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And this one, climb up the ladder here, and we're going to place a constructor, but for that we need some more resources. So first, let's make the power a little bit more hooked up. So now we got these power poles, and they can have 4 connections total. So if I take 2 from this, it means we're using 2, and the third one is out. Then I'm going to go over here, I'm going to place here, and then I'm going to take from here and place 1. I'm going to take 1 here, so that I always have extra connections to use. I don't necessarily want to just max them out all the time. And that is just literally to make sure that it doesn't get like look like a spider nest of cables everywhere. You kind of want them, like, as much as possible, like, tuck them away. And then I'm going to connect these, and now I'm out of cable, which means that we need to hook you up, and then hook you up. Now both of them have power, and we're going to grab some iron. Iron was this, right? It was. Twas. So I'm just gonna grab a little bit of iron. Grab. There, 400 iron. I'm just grabbing some of it, and if I hold control and I press one of them, it moves everything of the same type. And as you can see now, it is being moved, and now it's being put in here. But we're not done, because here on this side, we can then take another container. Da-da-da. And if I hold control once again, we will get the snapping like this. Snap there, and we can snap here. Oh, we're out of the stuff we need. I just realized I've been running back and forth without telling you guys this. Stay away from the stinky fart clouds. They will kill you. As soon as you get a little bit close to them, you can survive in there for a little bit, but as soon as this happens, life is drained very quickly, and it goes faster the longer you're in there, and then you will die. So avoid that. Either way, as you can see, I have set this up. So now iron is going in there, and iron ingots are coming out here. And I threw in some more iron that I crafted before. But yeah, and then I want to place in, I went over and picked up some copper. I'm gonna place that here. As you can see, it's coming out, it's going in there. Ta-da! And then it's being turned into copper ingots, which are then going to be stored in there. And finally, what we're going to be doing is setting up the concrete over here. And concrete requires a constructor. It doesn't use a smelter. And if we look here, let's bring up the production constructor there. If we plus one of those, you can see that it uses reinforced iron plates. And to make it simple, reinforced iron plates are made from, let's see, I don't remember the recipe in my head. It's made from screws and iron plates. And the screws are made from iron rods. So I can take this, take all the iron rods we have, and I can just, like, craft all of it up. Because iron rods is super fast and super simple to make. And you can see we can get a little bit of this from here. So I'm just going to, like, craft up what we can. It's going to be using a lot more of the screws than it is of the iron plates. So I know we're going to have some iron plates left, which is great there. And this means it's going to be super easy for us to just go over here and place down our constructor. Hold control, snap it. Now, as you can see, it is like a little bit wider than that, so it takes up a little bit more space. I can just connect that up. I connect up my power, and then in here, I tell it to make concrete. You can see that the recipes are different here, right? They're kind of the same recipes that we found in the handcrafter, like the crafting bench, but we can access them here for a very, very easy like setup. And then we want our output, of course, which needs iron rods. Of course, it needs iron rods. You've probably seen me do this, and I do it on instinct, but I just remember I need to actually show you. If you aim at something and you middle mouse click, you automatically copy it. And if you have it set in your settings, if you do it with something like this, then what happens is you also copy the recipe. So if we look in this now, this one has already gotten its concrete recipe set, which makes it a lot easier to like expand on a factory and stuff like that as well. We're gonna get more like high-end alternatives to this. I'm just gonna do this, and then let's place our belt. It has the power, right? Yep, it has all of it. Now all we need is that. Oof. So I'm just gonna take a bunch of limestone. I'm gonna smash that into our constructor. There we go. Limestone goes into machine. Machine says, yum, yum. And then on the other end, we get different stuff out. This is why we can flush the toilet. Please don't sue me if you actually try to flush concrete down your toilet and it can destroy your toilet. That's on your sewer system. That's on you if you try to do that. I'm specifically saying don't do that. But what are we gonna do with all of this? Like, how does this help us? Like, setting this up, I can handcraft all of this faster. So why are we doing this? Like, first of all, I just want to show you, and this is a fun thing here as well. If I press P, I'm in photo mode. So if I press R here, I have a decoupled camera. So I'm still standing here with my fancy ass heck helmet. And now I can just show you guys this from up here. So this is now set up nice and easy. And we have run out of iron, as you can see, or we haven't put more iron in. So once it's out of iron ingots, it will just stop producing. And same thing goes for this, same thing goes for that. So this is the step one. And I just want this because it makes it a lot easier to just, we're gonna finish up the hub, and that means that we are outside of the tutorial and in the game. So let's head on back and do that. Press P to exit photo mode. And then I'm just gonna grab some of the iron. I'm gonna grab some of the copper. Oop. I'm gonna grab, oh, I missed. And I'm gonna grab some of the concrete that has been made. It's generally a lot less efficient. Like, this is a 1-to-1 recipe. This is a 3-to-1 recipe. So you're not gonna get as much out of producing concrete. There are alternate recipes later down the line that help, but for now, that's not gonna be possible. And let's see. If we go in here, hub upgrade 6 says we're going to need that. We're going to need iron plate. We are going to need 50 concrete, and then we're going to have to make a lot more wire. I turned all of the wire before into cable, so we are all out of wire. There we go, wire done. Snack wire in. Boop. And then upgrade hub.
Hub upgrade 6. Landing
There we go.
platform
Can you see it?
hydraulics completed.
Oh, and fuse
Freighter
blown.
landing initialized.
We're out of power.
Congratulations, you have completed onboarding and achieved the absolute minimum skill level required of a Fix-It pioneer. Fix-It looks forward to your future achievements, because a
Yay.
future with Fix-It is a future with you.
Thank
Tier
you.
1 and
Thank
2
you.
milestones are now available in the hub, and biomass burners can now be built individually.
Perfect.
Your first official objective is to initiate project assembly by building the space elevator. This objective will take a significant amount of resources, so Fixit recommends getting to work.
She sounds like she's like positive and helpful, but she's essentially saying, hey, get to work, you lazy bum. And she's a little bit of a sass queen. Okay, so let's check here. We have tier 1 with base building. We have some foundations, lookout tower and stuff like that. We have logistics, which gives us mergers and splitters, conveyor, lift mark 1, and building efficiency tests. We can actually track if we are doing well or not. And then field research, which gives us the map, because there is a map in the game, we just can't access it yet. And then we have the MAM, object scanner, personal storage box, and 3 extra inventory slots. And we kind of want all of this as fast as possible. And as you can see, all of it uses stuff that we can already make. And this is generally the case when we unlock a new step. We get, say later when we get phase 3 and phase 4, the phase 3 stuff is stuff that we can generally like already build, and phase 4 is going to be the stuff that we unlock in phase 3. So it's quite linear in terms of the technology. So a great way for you to plan around this is essentially just like go for tier 1. What do you unlock here? Well, how does that help you? If it unlocks parts or new resources and stuff specifically, start with that before you head on to the next tier, like from tier 1 to tier 2. This is general advice. And to make this simple, we want all 3 of these ASAP. But I'm going to start with the base building. Base building needs a bunch of concrete, iron plates, and it needs iron rods. The iron rods we need more iron plates, and we need more concrete. So let's just unlock that as fast as possible. Once I have constructed, like I've already shown you exactly how to do this, do the same. Once we have unlocked this, I will be back. I am back, but I'm not done. And I specifically forgot that we ran out of power. You want to upgrade the efficiency of your fuel like as much as possible all the time. So for now, I've been using leaves. To go up in efficiency, we can move to biomass. In here, I can now craft the leaves that I have into biomass. Biomass is a lot more efficient. You can see the energy value is 180 megajoules and 15 megajoules for this. So these burn slower, so a stack lasts longer. And then I'm going to turn the wood into biomass as well for the same reason, because I want as much of it as possible. Now I have exactly 2 stacks, which is perfect because that's exactly how many burners we have. So I'm just going to smack that in and smack that in. You can see it takes 6.67 per minute instead of 80 that the leaves took. So we're just going to place them in, which means that we now have a capacity of 40. It's using 8.1 to run our current setup. So yeah, I'm gonna get back to crafting all the stuff we need. We are back, and I have crafted up a bunch of stuff. So let's just smash in the concrete that we needed. Done. And this is the fun part. Are you guys ready? Are you ready, kids? Okay, what happens now is this boy
Milestone reached.
says sayonara,
are now available for
and then it goes
factory
yeet.
organization. Foundations provide a building grid, which makes it easier to manage placement of any structure. In the event that you are experiencing amnesia for all events prior to Planetfall, be reassured that memories of beloved humans and or animals would have only been distractions from your important mission.
That's how it works. Okay. All right, well, and now what we have unlocked, if we go in here, we got this before. This nice lookout tower that has a ladder like this, which means that we can go up here and look and see stuff. It's a lot easier to keep a lookout on what we have around us. Of course, you can always use the photo mode like this to look around you. But if you feel that is a little bit cheaty, you have the lookout towers. I don't usually use the lookout towers. I usually use the decoupled camera, or just straight up go to flight mode to look around. Now, from this, we have foundations. We don't have anything else, right? Nope, it was just that. So now we have foundations, and they are different thickness. So we have a 1 meter thick foundation, 2 meter thick, and 4 meter thick foundation. And we are going to be using these to build. Hello. And this means that we need to find a good location to build. And my idea is, because you have 3 like iron nodes here, and then there's another 3 on the opposite side over here. There are another 3, and the copper is over there, and the limestone that we need is generally over in that area. So I was thinking we basically build here and try to set that up. So let's start with how to do this. And an easy way to make sure that you always align everything is, if you let's pick the 4 meter foundation, and I'm going to hold control, and you can see that it snapped. Now if I move it around, it snaps, and it snaps along a grid. This is the world grid. All right, this is what we will be building along. And there are methods for going outside of this. There are ways to build outside of this and still align it and stuff like that, but we are skipping all of the advanced stuff. We're keeping it to the simple basic stuff to make sure that we focus on just making a factory function. Now we need something like this. Whoop, a ramp, and like if I scroll the wrong direction, is going to be not comfortable to use for me to get up. But if I use this, like, yay, now I'm up here. And what you can do now is, if I press, you can see that it says on this middle of the screen, it says build mode, and it's on default. If I press R, that switches to zoop or vertical. If I go to zoop let's start with the default. When I click, I place 1 single foundation. If I press E, I switch between the different types of foundations there are. If I hold E, I can see it in this radial menu. R, I can do the same thing here. Hold it so I can get a radial menu. If I hold soup, or if I select soup and I click once, that means I can now zoop and I can place multiple. And because I have infinite soup, the mod, I can do this. All right? And then it's gonna stay green until I can't build anymore because I run out of resources. Oh no. But technically I can go 10 by 10. So 100 total. What I'm going to do here is just make a simple little, let's see, 2 by 4 there. And I'm gonna make a simple little 2 by 4 over in this direction. Boop, boop. Boop. That's a 2 by 4. There we go. Perfect. This is where we're going to start our base. So now what we kind of want to do is, and this is not something that you guys have to really care about if you're like super new to this, but this is our starter factory. So we kind of want to make sure that we have space to play around with. And one of the things that I also want to avoid is blocking this stuff. So I showed you this, but I made a mistake. How do I fix? By removing. And I can do this and click on every one of them. But if I hold control, I can mark all of them. Up to 50 pieces. And if I just hold now, boop, all of them gone in one step. Awesome, right? Now, what I want to do is go up another step so that I can fit underneath this. And it also means that I can still get to all of the like nuts and berries and stuff like that that we need. And then up here, I'm going to place my foundations. And it snaps. I'm just going to use soup. I'm going to go, let's go 5 out in that direction. And 4 out in that direction, so that we still have a centerpiece here. There's 4 on that side. Like if we do this, it's a very easy way to count. Going to dismantle, and you can see I have marked 4 pieces, so that's 4 there, and then I'm gonna do the same here. That's 4, which means that we have a center line. That center line, boom, 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 boom. And something that you will find in this game is, especially if you're talking to other people, other players, that they will be talking about there's no space, there's no blah, blah, blah. That's all on you. You have to expand more than you thought you needed. So, for example, if I just do this and I decouple and we look at the size of that, if we take that and compare it to how big of a size that would take, like this is nothing. And it would probably take up like a solid this of this entire like setup to make this, which means that there's not a lot of space to expand. So it's like, oh no, I wouldn't fit. That's because you didn't plan for the big stuff. And so that's why when we're doing this, we go bigger. Go bigger, go home. So I'm gonna go 2 full stretches out like this. Let's see, that's number 3. That means we have 4 pieces, and I kind of want to double up. And I'm going to show you something here that you're not gonna like, and that is I can do this and take another 4 pieces. I mean, I'm out of material, which is like what I knew was gonna happen, but I can snap through the trees, and I don't have the ability to remove the trees yet. We are gonna get it. I think I'm gonna have to end it off there. I think this episode is still gonna be very long. Like, my goal is to keep it between 45 minutes and an hour. So there might be weird cuts here and there where I'm trying to like actually keep it to that time frame. But for now, we have a big platform. If I go into our nice decoupled photo mode here, you can tell that there is a chunky platform. You can see I put some nice legs underneath here, make it less looking like it's a free floating structure. And then next time we will build the starter factory. Like, next episode is going to be building the starter factory. And I wanted to do it episode 1. The modeler files are done and everything, but I wanted to make sure that I actually paid attention to talk about like the actual fundamentals of the game for people who, like, 1, haven't played Satisfactory before, for 2, people who haven't played games before. So I'm trying to be extra detail oriented. I hope that you guys have appreciated this episode. Then I'm basically just very, very happy to be back here. And if you have enjoyed it, like, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff. If you want to go above and beyond, there's Patreon, there's YouTube memberships, like super chat or super thanks, and like all kinds of stuff that you can do to help support the channel a little bit. We have been monetized for almost a year now, so that's really, really cool. Now, I will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully, it's not going to be delayed the way that this one was. And I will see you guys then in episode 2. Have a great one, everyone. Bye.